Good afternoon. My name is Pamela Archer. I'm here today to present to you the implementation and results of the community teaching project for the County of Yale and the town of Danville. The purpose of this presentation is to make you aware of the obesity and physical inactivity rates for Yale County. The project was conducted over a 4-week period. And to gain participants for the project, flyers were placed in the local grocery store, hospital lobby, physicians' clinics, and the local health department. As I stated, the project encompassed 4 weeks, and in that 4 weeks, each week there was 1 day of activities. On day 1, which was registration day, 9 people showed up to participate. On this particular day, on day 1 registration, the participants had their vital signs taken, height, weight measurements were done. They received a packet of information that would be used throughout the remainder of the project. They were instructed to bring that back each day because depending on what day and what activity we were doing would depend on what information we were going to use out of that packet. The packet contained information as far as weight loss, the My Plate, healthy eating plans, sample diets, information on activity, ways to increase activity into your daily routines, a course calendar for the project, and the goals and objectives of the project were also included in their packet. Also on day 1, participants were asked to complete a pre-project survey. This was used to gain information about their knowledge regarding obesity rates, activity, dietary compliance, dietary habits, and things of that nature. The questions were based on their thoughts on the rate of obesity for Yale County as opposed to Arkansas, physical activity rates for Yale County as opposed to Arkansas, if they were aware of health factors related to obesity, how much exercise did they participate in on a weekly routine, how much fruits and vegetables did they eat, how many non-dietary sodas, sweet tea, fruit drinks, sports drinks, how much of those they consumed in a day's time, and if they were willing to make changes in their physical activity and dietary habits in order to become healthier. So once the pre-survey was completed, also on day 1, the participants were given the information, some of it particularly related to the survey. According to the Robert Woods Johnson Foundation, Yale County has an obesity rate of 37% and a physical inactivity rate of 35%. When you compare that to the Arkansas average, we are well above. The Arkansas average for adult obesity is 35%, and the physical inactivity rate for Arkansas is 32%. So therefore, we are higher. The citizens of Yale County and the statistics and averages are higher for Yale County as opposed to the state of Arkansas. Also on this first day, the participants were given the information about the diseases that can be associated with obesity, overweight, and physical activity. Persons who are overweight and physically inactive have higher incidences of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, stroke, high blood pressure, and so nutrition and weight status are important factors in decreasing those other chronic disease processes. The participants were given a calendar. As I stated, they were given a calendar that was a 4-week calendar. Day 1, we've just talked about. Day 2 would be nutrition. Day 3, physical inactivity. And the 4th and final day of the project would be results day. The participants were made aware of the goals and objectives for this project. So the objectives for the project were for the participants to have an increased awareness of the obesity and physical inactivity percentages for Yale County as opposed to Arkansas. They would have an increased awareness of the health risks associated with overweight and obesity. Each participant also was given a goal of decreasing their weight by 1 to 2 pounds within the 4-week period, and to increase their participation in physical activity during this 4-week period. At the end of the project, the participants will again complete the same pre-project survey, and they'll do it post-project survey. We'll see how their knowledge has increased and whether they met their goals of weight reduction and physical inactivity, or increased physical activity, excuse me. Day 2 of the project was focused on healthy eating habits. According to an article that I recently read, they stated that changing eating behaviors have been independently associated with long-term changes in weight. On this day, we did go ahead and go over the options for weight loss, which is a pamphlet by the Obesity Action Coalition. The participants were given a sample 1,200 calorie diet if they wanted to use this. However, the focus was on the government's new My Plate healthy eating habits, where your plate should match what's on here as far as fruits, grains, vegetables, protein. On the myplate.gov website, they actually have, each participant was given a copy of the material from the website and a link to the website. But on that particular website, they have a tool where you can plug in your information as far as your height, your weight, your activity level, physical inactivity, how much you do, and it will customize, it will tell you what caloric intake is the best for you in order to achieve a healthy weight. So I share with the participants my results for that, and had each one of them log on to the site, and they each input their information and printed out their copy of what the myplate.gov recommends for their eating. And each one of them was asked to follow that diet plan for the remainder of the course. During this day, we also discussed serving sizes, portion sizes, and understanding that there is a difference between portion and serving sizes. One way to help understand serving sizes is called the Helping Hands demonstration guide. Each one of the participants received this, and in this it talks about that the palm of your hand would be a 3 to 4 ounce serving. A fist would be a cup. A cupped hand like this would be about a half a cup. If you put your hands together like this and you have the palms, that's about 2 cups. Your thumb, like right in here, would be just the tip of it is a teaspoon, and the thumb itself would be 1 to 2 tablespoons. Also, Also, during that demonstration, we talked about what is a serving size and what is a portion size. And there is a difference between the two. A serving size is the recommended intake portion size serving that the package recommends, whatever you're using, whatever you're eating for that day. Portion size is the amount of that we choose to eat. So as an example, on the day we done that, my husband had pizza. So serving size, 1 slice. Probably most of us do not consume 1 slice of pizza. However, portion size could be that I choose to eat 3, 4, maybe even 5. So it's important and imperative to understand that serving and portion are 2 different things. Serving is what the container tells you is a serving, whether it is 1 ounce, a half a cup, 3 tablespoons, whatever that is. Whereas portion is what I or you or anyone chooses to actually eat of the food that we're having for that day. Another example of serving size versus portion size. These little bags of chips, these are a serving size, and this would be the same as if you were eating a big bag of chips and you were taking a serving size out of the larger bag. So the serving size, this is 1 package of this is a serving of Doritos. I would beg to differ that most of us would eat, if I had a large bag of chips here, I would probably go beyond what is in this bag as I was eating them. So recommendations for avoiding overeating and sticking with portion sizes could include simply taking out what is a serving for you. You would take that out, put the rest of it away. Don't snack while you're eating TV. If you're snacking while you're eating TV, chances are if you have a whole bag of chips in there and you're watching TV and you're snacking at the same time, you're going to eat a half of that bag before you realize that you even ate it. It's an unconscious habit just to continually eat. So if you're going to snack, be sure that you take out a serving size and put the rest of it away. Like I said, this is a serving size, whether you take it in a little bag like this or if you take the same amount of serving out of a large bag of Doritos. It's still the same serving size, which is, it doesn't say how many ounces it is, but it's, 6 or 8 chips. Not many. Another example of serving sizes, these little containers, and these are whole grains. If you're going to eat oatmeals or anything like that, you want to be sure you're choosing the whole grains, not the quick serve, instant, things like that. You need to be eating the whole grains. This particular one is whole grains. It's got some raisins, and some grapes in it, I believe it is. And it's a balanced, it's got your fruit, it's got your grains, it's got nuts in it, so it's got some protein in it also. And one of these containers is a serving. It's an instant type one, but it is the Quaker, put it in hot water, microwave it, and it is a serving. So, and a serving of this is 270 calories. You could add a little more protein to it for breakfast, but you really wouldn't need a whole lot more with that. In addition to the discussion on food products on this today, we also talked about the benefits of fresh fruits and vegetables. as opposed, especially fresh fruits, as opposed to canned in sugar or syrup, whatever. You definitely want to stay away from that. You want fresh if you can find, there's obviously fresh fruit is dependent on the season and your likes and dislikes and everything, but fresh is best. If you're going to eat canned vegetables, canned fruits, make sure your fruit's canned in juice, and that you get rid of that juice. Vegetables, make sure that they are not loaded with salt. Go for the lower sodium varieties. And then it's important to choose nutrient-dense foods in appropriate portions. Obviously, a bag of chips is not nutrient-dense. A better option would be maybe half of a peanut butter sandwich. Be sure when you're choosing breads that you're choosing whole grain bread products and not white bread. And even wheat bread is not the same as whole grain. It needs to say whole grain bread. So as you're planning your meals, and meal prep is another key to maintaining a healthy diet and watching your calories. If you meal prep and you only take what you've prepped, you're less likely to overeat. Whereas if you're not prepared, most of us will tend to overeat. If we come home, we don't have anything prepared, we're hungry, we want to grab something real quick, we're going to grab something, number one, that's not healthy. Certainly probably won't be nutrient dense, and probably full of calories and sugar. That concludes portion 1 of this video.